Hello and welcome to my channel. You probably clicked in because you were looking for a couple of actionable steps that you could take today to help better your life. So let's see what we can do about that. I used to think that having a second brain meant taking better notes, but after listening to Building a Second Brain by Tiago Forte, I realized that that was one of the very small aspects of this whole project. I realized that my problem wasn't mainly that I couldn't remember things, but it was that I wasn't able to take those ideas and turn them into actionable steps. I was struggling because I had no reliable way to turn those steps into actions. So I want to share with you how I'm building my own second brain and how I'm using that to develop my own actionable steps for the Kaizen by Design and how you can do the same. So these aren't necessarily the biggest ideas in the book, but they are what resonated most in me and how I will be changing going forward. Number one is writing things down. Your brain is for thinking, not for remembering. When I try to remember 20 blog concepts, a bunch of business ideas, a whole bunch of knowledge, reading a bunch of books, I end up just feeling overwhelmed and my head is just a chaotic mess. Writing things down isn't just about giving yourself more work. It's about getting the chaos out of here and onto paper to help you think through it clearer. It's about freeing your attention for what actually matters. So that's one of the things I've been working on, is getting those ideas onto paper. That way I don't have to retain them for long. Writing them down isn't about creating more work. It's about freeing your brain for more important processing. You write things out on paper to let yourself think through them clearer. That's one of the things that I want to do, which is save important notes. That way I can come back to them, or that way future me can come back to them. As a personal example, I live across sticky notes, Google Sheets, journals, pages all around, and I'm trying to get a more organized and consolidated second brain to make it easier to review that knowledge and refresh my brain. Lesson 2 is organized by action. This one surprised me because Tiago Forte talks about how you should separate your knowledge based off of what you're doing and not specifically the subject. So all of my blog related information will be in one folder, and then I can break that down by specific types of blog posts or whatever it is. So you're not breaking it down by topics, not by categories, but by projects. And I really like that idea because knowing where something belongs is less important than knowing when you'll use it. For example, right now I'm working on my own system for eating. And when it comes to recipes, nutrition, stuff like that, I want it to all be in one place. I don't want to have to go to a bunch of different directions and just make my brain work that much more. Lesson 3 is Distill. This one hit me hard because not everything is equally valuable. When it comes to a 300-page book, maybe 10% of that might be life-changing, and then the other 90% is just supporting evidence, you know? So instead of saving all 300 pages, you save what's important, you highlight it, and you rewrite it in your own words to help you remember it. Naval Ravikant actually talks about a similar process in the Almanac of Naval Ravikant, where he talks about where he reads what is only interesting to him. So he'll browse books, he'll skip through. Once he's gotten the gist, he'll put it down. You don't need to read all 800 pages of every book to get the gist. Lesson 4 is building connections. And this might be one of my favorite ones because knowledge becomes more valuable the more information it connects to. So Kaizen, software development, nutrition, blogging, these all teach the same thing, just in different directions. So instead of collecting different books, I'm building a network of ideas that relate to each other. Lesson 5 is express early. This is one of the hardest ones, especially for me, because it's about putting forth work before you've mastered a concept. That's what this video is. I haven't mastered building a second brain. I'm in the middle of it now, but I'm using this video to help organize my thoughts and help teach it before I've mastered it. That way I can at least get a better grasp on it. So that's what that one is, and it's a struggle for all of us. You can't wait for the right conditions because the right conditions don't exist. Lesson 6 is make your future life's self easier. Because this is where the book shines, because after this, what you'll end up asking yourself for every question is, how does this help me? This is where I think the book shines, because every note going into your second brain should ask the question of, how will this help future me? When it comes to making things easier for yourself, especially with building a second brain, you want to make sure it's consolidated, but you also want to make sure that it's easily searchable and discoverable. You want to make sure you're able to go through your notes quickly and easily and refresh your brain. So it's really important to, again, make it as easy as possible for the future you. This book changed how I think about knowledge. Knowledge isn't just something to be hoarded, it's something to be used, something to be adapted and to be incorporated into your thought processes. If it doesn't help you improve a system or complete a project or improve your life in some way, then it's probably just information and it's not actually knowledge. So that's what I want to do moving forward as I'm building my second brain, is to not so much work on remembering more, but thinking through things more clearly and helping my brain think problems through in a better way along the way. And I want to wrap this up with what I've been catching myself doing, and hopefully you don't do the same going forward. Sometimes I confuse collecting information with moving forward. Just because I've read a productivity book doesn't mean I'm going to be more productive unless I incorporate the lessons I learned from that. Watching another nutrition video doesn't make me healthier until I incorporate that knowledge into my eating habits and my systems. Information doesn't change you, but knowledge and action with that knowledge does. My second brain will not become a storage unit. It will become a workshop, a place where I get ideas to be built into something useful. So hopefully this helps, and I'd love to know what your thoughts were. Otherwise, what small step you plan on taking today with your second brain?